After 25 years of dominance, DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, seems finally to be on its way out. Why is this a good thing? Hi, I'm Rex Rogers, and this is episode number 190 of Discerning What is Best, a podcast applying unchanging biblical principles in a rapidly changing world and a Christian worldview to current issues in everyday life. DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, is now dead on arrival. Diversity and inclusion were first used politically in the 1990s. The focus was initially on representation, ensuring more women and minorities were included. This was followed by the addition of equity in the 2010s. The Black Lives Matter movement accelerated the use of the term equity regarding what they considered systemic racism in the 2020s in the woke explosion following the wake of George Floyd's death in police custody. Remarkably quickly, DEI was promoted, adopted, and then used as a bludgeon to virtually take over American culture, inculcating socialist, Marxist, race, and gender categories in the minds of impressionable schoolchildren, demanding or forcing by threat of canceling adults in education, business, government, even the military to accept these freedom-destroying categories. One enormous problem with DEI is that it subjugates or abolishes merit or meritocracy in favor of discrimination based upon race, ethnicity, or gender, all in the name of something made up called inclusion and something damaging called equity. Not equality before the law or equality of opportunity, but equity of result, meaning leveling, sameness in the name of fairness and racial justice. Along with this, many proponents of DEI demonstrated not freedom of choice, but a willingness to use authority to force acceptance of their views. DEI destroys a key part of the American dream, equal opportunity for all, meaning the freedom and chance of advancement based upon one's talent and work. DEI displaced this in favor of race or gender quotas and advancement as a matter of entitlement or restitution for society's past sins like pre-Civil War slavery. Equality of condition or playing field says it's up to you. Equity says it's up to the government or some authority to make something happen for you. With warp speed, DEI became the religion of record for much of American education. DEI categories, including gender fluidity, are being promulgated daily in many public institutions of learning, not as theory, but as established narrative. Yet all the while, DEI is a failed and dangerous, undemocratic philosophy that does not improve education achievement for anyone, including minorities. Modern political ideologies, such as socialism and fascism, have been understood as secularized versions of Christianity for a long time, at least since the French Revolution. The question is, do DEI statements clothe Christian concepts in secular garb? The short answer is yes. DEI is the doctrine that ate America. If it is not stopped, DEI will supplant the country's Judeo-Christian value system and push America farther down the road of decline. Now, lest I be misunderstood, I am not speaking here against working for a better America that improves opportunities for all. I'm not speaking against anyone because of their differences. I'm not speaking against anyone, including those who make sexual preference choices with which I morally disagree. For example, if someone is gay, straight, trans, black, white, brown, male, female, faith-based, or even atheist, if that person is truly qualified for a job based on merit and experience alone, they should get it. This is common sense. This is a free and open pluralistic society. This is a colorblind society, as argued eloquently by Martin Luther King Jr. Until the last 20 years, this was America. But now DEI's juggernaut has infiltrated every nook and cranny of American society, discouraging recruits to join the military, displacing incentive with disincentive in the workforce, co-opting professional training with DEI seminars, and undermining workforce effectiveness and morale. In my view, DEI does not help racial minorities or any other so-labeled underrepresented group. Rather, it replaces your freedom with someone else's power, removing individual choice and establishing government or some other authority. Meritocracy does the opposite. Meritocracy promotes excellence, advances civilization and culture. DEI promotes mediocrity, denigrates civilization and culture. Meritocracy promotes independence and freedom. DEI promotes dependence and constraints. Now, in January 2025, barely a week into his second administration, President Trump went about systematically dismantling diversity, equity, and inclusion practices throughout the vast federal bureaucracy, federal contractors, and receivers of federal grants. Trump signed a second anti-DEI executive order called Ending Radical and Wasteful Government DEI Programs and Preferencing. The following day, Trump signed a third executive order ending illegal discrimination and restoring merit-based opportunity. Now, that second executive order laid out in detail what the departments and agencies needed to do to expel DEI. The executive order, for example, called on the bureaucracy to take the following action: terminate to the maximum extent allowed by law all DEI, DEIA, and environmental justice offices and positions, including but not limited to Chief Diversity Officer positions. All equity action plans, equity actions, initiatives or programs, equity-related grants or contracts, and all DEI or DEIA performance requirements for employees, contractors, or grantees. These DEI executive orders, along with others stating the federal government will recognize only two biological genders, male and female, and still others banning trans individuals from the military and athletics, are, to put it mildly, extensive, transformational, draw a line in the sand actions. Some consider these actions lacking compassion or hateful or discriminatory or even fascist. But none of these changes declare anything but what American society and culture considered normal, reasonable, moral, and common sense just since my days as a youth. Will the decimation of DEI in government contribute to similar changes in business? Yes, it's already begun. Corporations finally have cover to do what they know is good and wise for their customers and company without someone suing them or calling them racist or haters. Walmart, McDonald's, Ford, Harley-Davidson, and John Deere, and now Target, are among the well-known consumer brands that reduced or phased out their DEI commitments in recent months. Others, like Tractor Supply, announced they will no longer conduct political cause-related marketing initiatives, including Pride Month. Will the end of DEI mean a setback for blacks, minorities, and women? No, not if companies and American culture advance the ideals that made the country thrive in the first place: free enterprise, merit and work ethic, liberty and justice for all, rule of law blindly applied, opportunity for all. True diversity comes through the practice of non-discrimination, outreach and compliance with existing civil rights law, and the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. Honoring the First Amendment freedoms of speech and religion can and should result in diversity of thought and goodwill among diverse groups of people. Your attitude is far more important than your race, gender, or social class in determining what you will accomplish in life. DEI is now DOA in the federal government and the U.S. military. It's now up to non-governmental and private agencies, including churches, to provide opportunities for all. Well, we'll see you again soon. This podcast is about discerning what is best. If you find this thought-provoking and helpful, follow us on your favorite podcast platform. Download an episode for your friends. And for more Christian commentary, check my website, REXM as in Martin. It's rexmrogers.com. Or check my YouTube channel at Dr. Rex Rogers for more podcasts and videos. And remember, it is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm.